You are now listening to Let's Talk with Edigga Podcast. Now, get ready to join today's conversation of topics with your host, Edigga.
What is good? What is good? What is good? Good people. That's right. That's right. On this beautiful Monday evening. That's right. It is another great episode of Let's Talk with Edigga Podcast right here in the studios of Charm City Direct TV. Now, if you're watching live right now on YouTube, I want to say thank you. But you know me, you know my style, you know my fashion. I need you to hit that subscribe button. Do me a favor, because the world is made up of favors. You know, you ever heard the cliche? Hey, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and get the notification on all the great content coming through on Charm City Direct TV. And if you're listening on WLEO 26.7 online radio, I thank you again, but need you to do me a favor. Need you to download the free app of WLEO radio from Google Play, Apple App Store, and iTunes to hear all great music, great content, great shows, and so much more. Tonight, good people, I have the pleasure of talking to a young man who just exemplifies greatness. That's right, good people. I love people that does a plethora of things. He is a life coach. He is an author. He is, business owner. What can I say about this young man? And you will get to meet him momentarily coming up right here on Let's Talk with Edigga Podcast, because that's what I do, good people. I bring to you people of interest, people that have something to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring on tonight's guest, my special guest, Mr. Q. How are you today, sir?
Howdy do, brother. How you doing this evening? And hello to all of your viewers and listeners out there.
I am blessed. I am excited because, wow, what can I say, man? I was looking over your bio, man, and it just, whoa.
Well, I thank you, brother. I appreciate that wonderful introduction you gave me there.
Not a problem, man. Not a problem. First, again, I want to say thank you for coming on the show. And also, I just want to say thank you, sir, for your contributions to the Black community. And here's why, because, you know, it's not often that you see someone that does a lot like you, you know, business owner, author, life coach, artists. I need to say that, artists. And I like people that does that. I like people who just don't focus on one thing and do a lot. That does a lot. But one thing, Mr. Q, I wanna bring to everybody's attention, and I'm gonna start the round of questions with this one, that it really caught my eye when I was looking at your bio. 17th generational patriarch of America's oldest Black family. Talk about that. Let's talk about that in for the beginner.
Great place to start.
Right.
So, my name is Eric Quander. Everybody calls me Mr. Q, though.
Okay.
And only my mother calls me Eric.
Okay.
And the Quanders are the nation's oldest recorded Black family in what we call America in this country.
Wow.
The first Quander arrived here in 1640 about. We have his original name. He did arrive as a slave in here in North America. Actually, it was up in Nova Scotia.
Okay.
And would make his way down here, in his lifetime into present day United States.
Right.
At any rate, a Quander has fought in every civil engagement on this soil since the American Indian Wars. We have the records, luckily, to prove it. Now, one of the big turning points in my family's history was my ancestors were owned by George Washington. And historical records show that when soldiers came to pay honor and homage to the death of George Washington, there was a Black woman, a man, and 2 children, along with George Washington's wife and child, at the gravesite.
Wow.
That woman was my great ancestor, my grandmother.
Wow.
And when George Washington died, he emancipated the entire Quander family. A part of the family went back to Ghana, which was the original country from which the Quanders were born. Our name in Ghana was Amaquando.
Amaquando.
Amaquando. And Amaquandos are still a village and a community in Ghana to this day, and those are my distant relatives.
Wow.
At any rate, Quanders have become a part of the fabric of American history. To go back very briefly into that story, half of the family went to Africa, the other half stayed here in America and helped build the country.
Wow.
And I'm proud to be a part of that legacy that was here in America. My father was from Ghana, but I'm an American.
Wow. Wow. What history?
Thank you, sir.
This is history.
And all this, you can look all this up. There have been books on my family.
Right.
We have had exhibits at the Smithsonian, at Mount Vernon. The Mount Vernon exhibit was just recently taken down. The African American History Museum in Washington, D.C. Is talking with our major patriarch, who is my honored cousin, retired Chief Justice Romulan Quander. Wow. Now that's my cousin.
Okay.
And the current head of the military school. What's that big military school? I forget it. Big one. Big one. That's my cousin. He charged of that. West Point. Yeah.
West Point.
Yeah, he's in charge of West Point there.
Wow.
That's a Quander. Quander has served on Joint Chiefs of Staff, So we've been around. And I'm proud of this nation and the future that lies before us as Black people.
Yes.
And I certainly am of the philosophy that Black people will be the saviors of this country, as we always have been.
Right. And I just want to put up the website that talks about the Quanders.
Please do.
I'm gonna put up the website, and it's right here. And those who's listening, it's www.heismrq.com. Go there, check it out, because it's some amazing stuff, information about this young man that's on this website. So I encourage you all to go here. And for those who are watching, I just want to put up the screen right quick if I can. And right here is where,
look at that.
is where I found all of that information. And it has, the street. The street was named after the family,
That is
Quander
correct.
in
Yes, sir.
Columbia Street.
My father and my uncles, his brothers.
Wow. And it goes on and on. And you're talking about the slavery to George Washington, religion, and it breaks down all the family members.
Absolutely. My great grandmother, she's my great great grandmother, Miss Nancy, founded the AKAs, the oldest black sorority in the country. That was my great great grandmother.
Wow. I wonder, Mr. Q, do they teach this in school? Like I'm intrigued.
No, it is not a part of Black History Month, surprisingly enough. And that's the way it is, I reckon. But every generation of Quanders does what they can to establish our family in this nation and amongst our Black people.
Right.
And it's not about us people knowing our name or nothing like that. Right. That's not our goal. Is to encourage, educate, and inspire our Black people in this nation, therefore making a better nation on the whole.
Right.
And so it's all right, man, brother. We know what we're doing.
Right. Now, talk about this phrase, and this was another point that really caught my eye. This phrase right here, connect with the power within. Talk about that for a minute.
Amen. Well, I always have a testimony, and raised in the Black Baptist Church.
Yes.
Came up in that and got out of that and went into Buddhism. And I studied Buddhism for many, many years, 20 years plus.
Okay.
And I would say over the last 10 years or so, have found myself now understanding that I am not a religious man. I am a spiritual man.
Right.
I refer to many holy texts as my spiritual guideposts. And I have many inspirations that inspire my spiritual and intellectual growth.
Right.
And so what I believe is that, like the Christ taught, that religion is simply a vehicle in order for one to connect to God within them.
Right.
For the ability for us to manifest the power of God in us. So my life is about strengthening my understanding and exercising of that connection, as well as inspiring others to do the same.
Right.
Now, I was thinking about something the other day.
Mm-hmm.
You know how a lot of people these days talking about how we might be in a, what do they call that thing there? Alternate reality or something like that.
Okay.
Or we're in a universe where we don't know if any of this shit's real, And so I got to thinking, and I said, well, I guess you're right. I don't know if any of y'all people out there are real. I don't know if anything around here is real. Maybe I'm the only thing in this universe
that's real.
Now, I don't even know what the hell that all means, but let's think about it.
Okay.
What if everything is just fantasy? Created from your own consciousness.
Right.
Okay. How might that make us move differently throughout this existence and thing that we call life in this plane? So what I do, I was working on my book last night, and one of the quotes that I have in it from myself is that my advice is I would never be so bold as to tell someone who or what to believe in.
Right.
I would never be that bold. I would say start by believing in yourself and what you can see.
Mm-hmm.
I am sure that in that process, you will find God on the way.
Right.
So that's what I mean. So what I mean is to connect to God that I believe is in every single human being.
Right.
And is most perfectly manifested in the Black American man. Amen.
Amen. Wow. Now, right now, you're working on 2 books.
Yes, sir.
One in particular, your autobiography, where the walls are, and reflection of a one-legged black man in a white man's wilderness. What can people expect or get out of it after they read that?
They'll get a better understanding of the vehicles that I employ to navigate in this wilderness created by, for the most part, European Caucasian men. Okay. I think that is something that we might all agree, that most of the Western world in which we exist has been managed under the auspice of the white male. That's only actually been a relatively short time in the period of human history.
Right.
And look how things have gone asunder.
Right.
At any rate, as black men in America, I believe that we are a chosen people, and that one thing I will certainly give the devil credit for. And now, when I say devil, I don't just mean white people, because all skin folk ain't kinfolk.
Amen.
A whole lot of black devils out there.
Amen.
Asian devils too.
Yes.
Italian devils, Jewish devils, all kinds of devils.
There you go.
If you use a devil, use a devil.
Right.
So in order to successfully, the devil has been successful in poisoning the mind of the black man in America.
Right.
And actually of black people throughout the diaspora.
Right.
However, the black American male, throughout that conditioning process, has been able to maintain a kernel of our essence. Okay. That strength that is indomitable.
Okay.
That courage that cannot be conquered. The intellect that cannot be surpassed. The physical strength that cannot be challenged. The sexual prowess that is rumored and mythicized in culture. Okay. We are the only peoples on the planet that everybody else on the planet want to be like.
Please say that again, Mr. Q.
The black American is the only people that every single person on the planet, whether consciously or subconsciously, want to be and imitate.
I've been preaching that for years, man. I thought I was the only one.
The hatred comes in is because what they recognize throughout all the time that they've been on this land with us.
Right. And
no matter how much cultural appropriation is tried, they will never, ever be us.
I did actually it's coming out on Wednesday. I do a show called What's on Edigga's Mind. And the title of it, You Hate Me Because You Ain't Me.
Amen.
And the reason why I say that, just what you said, everybody talk, and it don't go solely go on white people. It goes to black people as well.
Yep.
The person who, does a lot, who's, out there and, doing their thing. And then you have people over, giving you the side eye because they're not doing it. And I speak on that, you hate me because you ain't me. So you try to connive and scheme and do whatever you can to try to destroy this person, but you can't. Because they are strong people.
My mother, I've been working on this lately. My mother, when I was into my Buddhism, very devoutly. Now, my mother's a Southern Christian woman. Okay. Right. And, yeah, Ma, I chant every day. Oh, that's good, baby. You keep on doing what you got to do. The Lord will call you on home. He's waiting for you. Don't you worry. Okay, Mom. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, ma'am, I don't believe in all that stuff, Mother. I chant now. Oh, you keep on doing it, boy. You do what you got to do. I know how you were raised. All right, Mother. She said, son, and this is a message. See, what I do is I love the Bible, brother. I love the Bible because it's a wonderful tool that the devil has utilized to manipulate our people. So one of the things I like to do is master it. I like to master the tools that they utilize against us for the empowerment of me. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Take that weapon formed against you and make it into your sword. Accordingly, so anytime they talking about God, I figure they just talking about me. That's what I'd be figuring. Now, people can translate it any way you want.
Right.
But my mother said to me, son, until you do and put the will of God in as the first thing in everything you do, nothing you do will prosper. Now, what does that mean for us as a people?
Right.
If we are truly gods of the earth, as long as we keep doing wrong to one another, our people will never prosper. And this planet, this great nation will never be what it has the potential to be. So it starts with us. Right. It starts with us loving ourselves, getting out that toxicity that the devil has done such a great job at planting in us, which we must all try to expel from our bodies daily.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And we've got to get back to some ground roots, and we got to establish a moral code amongst us as a people.
Right.
One of the big things that we're missing.
Right.
A moral code of conduct amongst us as a people.
Right.
Now, I don't know how I feel about this, but well, first of all, I don't think that the white man ever really invented too much except for chaos and confusion. I was gonna say that, well, everything the devil done made, I ain't trying to get rid of. I like the damn internet. I like my cell phone. I won't keep that. So I got a rabbi friend of mine. I was over his house for libations a few days ago.
Okay.
And he said, Mr. Q, you said that you think that the white man has the devil in him, that the white man is the devil. I said, well, yeah, I guess so. I kind of do feel that way. He said, so do you believe that white people are beyond redemption? I said, oh, no. The devil started out as an angel. Just got jealous. I'm saying according to the scriptures. Right. Got jealous and got expelled and got kicked on out.
Right.
So, just because you is bad don't mean you was going to stay bad.
Right.
There's always a time for redemption. Right. And that starts with the Black American man getting the reparations that is due to us.
Right.
I'm talking about cash money.
Right.
That's one way, because repentance has to come with an action. Saying you sorry or trying to pass a bill or something or some type of law that don't wind up benefiting my people in the long run. We can do without that. We've had enough of that for far too long. What we need is actual monies and resources to build our nation within this nation, as every other culture has had the opportunity and resources freely given to them.
I was about to say that freely.
Without meaning, sometimes, brother, they ain't even got to ask for it. Look what they did for the Afghanis that came in here. They didn't even ask for a dime. How much did Biden give them? Right? Now, I don't know how many ways you're going to look at it, but that don't seem right to me. And look who put them in office.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I didn't, but some others did.
Right. Right. We're gonna shift gears a little bit and talk about one of your businesses, Black Lotus Jehovah? Is that
Jojoba? Yes, sir.
okay? And talk about that for a minute.
Okay. I am an adventurer.
Right.
Cowboy, I guess. A maverick. I don't know.
Right.
My wife says I'm crazy. So, so people call it different things. So, about a year ago, fella called me up, say, "Oh, Mr. Q, I know you like to get a little land every now and then. I got this little piece of something out there. I ain't gonna know what to do with it.
Okay.
And I thought you might like it. Come and go see it." I said, "What them trees on there, brother?" He said, "Man, those are jojoba bushes." I said, "What the hell?"
Okay.
Jojoba bushes. I said, "Well," had my foreman there. Look that on up there for me, Tim. He looked it up. "Yeah, boss, I see it." "Uh-huh. So you want this land, Mr. Q?" I said, "I'll give it a shot. See what the hell. Nothing ventured, nothing gained." Well, my research revealed to me that jojoba oil is in every single cosmetic known to man. And that one of the main producers of jojoba oil in the country is a fella out in Arizona. Anyway, this land that this fella had introduced me to had been laid fallow for 30 years.
Wow.
And it still had jojoba bushes on it. So me and some of the boys that work with me got to work. We got these plants looking real good very, very quickly.
Okay.
At any rate, after about, I'd say 10 months or so, we started harvesting jojoba beans. And what I've done is I've now processed those jojoba beans, and I'm buying more of the land to expand my farm. And I'm now, as far as I know, this is based on the wisdom and the knowledge of America's largest jojoba farmer. He is based in Arizona.
Oh.
He says, "Mr. Q, my father started in the jojoba business. I've been in the jojoba business all my life." He's about 70 years old. He said, "My father, long gone, grew up on this jojoba farm right here." He says, "In all of my days, I have never heard of, nor met, nor spoken to a black man that owned a jojoba farm." He says, "As far as I know, you're the first one I ever met." I said, "Well," I guess that's all right." He said, "How big is your place down there?" I tell him. He said, "Well, I think you might be the second largest one next to me in the country." I said, "You bullshitting me, bro." He said, "No, man, I think you the second largest." I said,
Okay.
"Well," told my wife, I said, "Well, darling, I guess I am kind of crazy. I'm the second largest jojoba farmer in the country, we think."
Wow.
Now, I have not proved that, so that's just a rumor, but that's what they're telling me. So I started creating these oils, jojoba oil, and these are scented jojoba oil products. You have the link to the website. We currently have 3 different scents.
Okay.
And we're coming out with a lot more scents.
Okay.
And my long-term goal is to acquire 460 acres.
Wow.
And be the largest jojoba farmer in the country. That's my goal, I think. And I just believe in dreaming big.
That's what's up. I love that. And right now I have up a picture of
that's a jojoba bush. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now, jojoba bushes are indigenous to desertous regions.
Okay.
And one of the philosophies upon which I operate, that Dr. Claude Anderson has taught me in his book, Powernomics, is that Black people lack industry. We don't have an industry in this country. What do we own? What industry do we own? None.
Right.
And so my thought is, well, Quander going to do what they can to contribute. So what I'd like to do is for my people to start considering agriculture. We're seeing a lot of more Black folks buying property again and land and acreage with thoughts of starting a farm. Now, I believe that the desert community here in which I live, in 29 Palms, is a burgeoning community, and I am trying to entice Black people to come and build homes here. Land here is going up. Why? Because Americans are starting to leave the cities and come out to these regions.
Right.
And they're buying up everything. Them white boys from Los Angeles, I'm telling you, buddy, are buying up everything around here.
Wow.
So my jojoba oil is my way of trying to introduce my people into a new industry, which is this jojoba oil beauty cosmetics industry.
Right.
Now,
Wow.
we haven't even gotten into that I'm an amputee. I became
Yes.
an amputee, a left below the knee amputee in 2018. And so this oil is a part of my treatment that I nurse my leg and take good care of my leg and my residual limb. So that's another market that this oil goes to that some people will, in the Black community, will never even see because they're not an amputee or in the disabled community.
Right. And actually, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Now, you said your oil. Now, this was not prescribed by a doctor. This
No.
is something that
This is just my,
Right. Awesome. Love
The
it.
science,
Now, you described
the science very quickly behind this oil. Jojoba oil rejuvenates the human skin. It's a natural way of rejuvenating and revitalizing the skin. So what it does, you can use it from head to toe. Some people use it to condition their hair. It can be used as a makeup remover.
Right.
My wife heats it up and uses it as a massage oil. In fact, we just sold a case of it to a massage therapist down there in Palm Springs. She bought a few box of the different scents because she likes to heat them up now and use them on her patients. And when you heat them up, the smell really does light up the room. It really is. And I didn't even know that when I first got into jojoba oil. I did not know what I was going to do with this property and with these plants. A part of me was just going to mow them on down and see if I could build something on it. But I was patient, and I now have a little product, and I'm trying to get it out there. It's available online now for sale. And my goal is to contact Black-owned beauty supply shops throughout the nation, and I will send you a sample of my oil. You try it. I guarantee you're going to like it, and you're going to want to buy it. Guarantee you. If I don't, you just keep it.
That's what's up. I love it. Absolutely love it. Now, before we go to break, just want to ask you one question. You are engaged in many different causes with a focus on building self-sustaining Black communities across America. When you look on the news and you see the downfall of our Black communities, what's the thought that you get? What's the feeling that you get when you see this?
That we need God. Our people need God. We are not a people without hope.
Right.
But we really need to reprogram our perception of reality and of what's important. We need to make a commitment to establishing and maintaining the nuclear Black family structure. I do recognize that in these times, as probably has been for a long time, that nuclear family structure takes on many different combinations. Okay?
Right.
Homosexuals, hey, you Black first. That's the way I look at it.
Right.
And you can have homes and raise children and, that's cool, man. I guess, it's cool. We need to police our communities. I think our men need to police our communities.
Right.
And we need to have wives. We need to explore some different family dynamics as well. So when I said traditional, when I said traditional, I may not mean exactly what y'all might think I mean. Right. Now, I believe that a man should have more than one wife.
Right.
So I think that is the natural order of things. And I do have socioeconomic references of why it is a solution, especially for Black America. A Black man with multiple wives, I believe, is a good alternative. Some will say, hey, what about a woman having multiple husbands? To me, that's different. But if that's what you want to do, man, go for it.
Right.
As long as you're going to stay together, build wealth, and develop legacy to pass on to your children and pouring them and importing them values that benefit our Black people, I ain't gonna say nothing too much against you.
Okay.
So that's what I feel when I look at the news and all. And you know, I mean, does it break my heart a bit to see so many Black children starting to dress up in the other sex clothes and the whole transhumanism and transsexual movement that is going on? It disturbs me, but maybe that's because I'm an old guy. I don't know.
Right.
You know? But you know, I don't know about that stuff. I don't, it does not seem wise to me if you have a child, for example, and they come to you and say, well, Daddy, I want to be a girl and I'm born a boy. I know, but I feel like a girl. I don't think I'd allow that child to dress up like a woman until they were an adult. They didn't even do what the hell you want to do. But why under my roof? I don't know about that now. But I might be old fashioned.
Right.
And I'd like that the universe open my eyes and open me up to the variety in this reality.
Right.
But you ain't got to accept everything now.
Right. Right.
You got to know how to draw a line something. Damn.
Right. 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 We're going to take this quick break. My special guest tonight live on Let's Talk with Edigga Podcast. My special guest, Mr. Q. Author, artist, business owner, amputee, so much more. We're going to get into a lot more coming back from the break because we're going to get into, of course, your podcast. You have a podcast that is thriving right now. And we're going to touch on your amputee, your active amputee. And we're going to touch on that coming back more with Let's Talk with Edigga Podcast. Don't go nowhere. If you're watching on YouTube, continue to watch, comment, like, share, subscribe. If you're listening on WLEO 26.7 online radio, continue to listen because we got a lot to talk about. My special guest, Mr. Q, he will be back. I will be back. Don't go nowhere. Much more to come.
Hey, this is your bro, K-Life. I've been here, man, at My Spot Barbershop, 2016 Bel Air Road, over 20 years, bro, and I'm still kicking. Come up here, man. You know I put the sights up on you, and I'm definitely never hard to find. You can reach me at 410-878-5033. Get at me, man, and I guarantee you I put in work. Peace.
Tell me what you see when you're looking at me. A pretty face? Huh? You think that's all I can be? Tell me what you see when you're looking at me. Because I strive to be all I can be. Because you know what? I found her. I found me.
She's here. She's live. She is Vet Green, host of Think and Grow with Vet Green. Watch her live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook at Vet Green. Also watch her live on Charm City Direct TV on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. You don't want to miss this dynamic show. A show of encouragement, inspiration, motivation, and so much more. So get ready for Think and Grow with Vet Green.
Charm City Direct TV, Baltimore's newest social media online network. By real people, for real people. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/CharmCityDirectTV, YouTube at Charm City Direct TV, and IG at Charm_City_Direct TV. Charm City Direct TV. We are the heartbeat of the city.
That's right, good people. Welcome back to the show. If you're just joining in, my special guest tonight is Mr. Q. He is author, business owner, life coach. I'm gonna give you a new name, historian, because
that's all right there.
Historian.
I ain't that smart though.
yes. Make sure you tune in, Charm City Direct TV. On all social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. at Charm City Direct TV. And don't forget to download the free app of WLEO 26.7 online radio by going to Google Play, Apple App Store, and iTunes. WLEO 26.7 online radio, worldwide listening, entertainment online. Hey, tonight, live right here, Let's Talk with Edigga Podcast. What can I say? Great show. Been dropping a lot of knowledge, a lot of history, a lot of facts from my special guest, Mr. Q. And we're going to touch on you being an active, and I say active, I just don't want to say amputee. You are active amputee.
Oh, that's fine, brother.
There are some amputees that have given up hope. What message do you deliver to those to rebuild their confidence?
That, first of all, get out of the delusion that being an amputee is your problem. That whatever instance or emotion that you may find yourself stuck in or stagnated in, that is something that has been put upon you pre-amputation. It is perhaps magnified by the amputation, but it's not the amputation. But see, the devil is tricky and can get you stuck in those little things. Now, there are a whole lot of people walking around here on two legs and got all their limbs and arms and all, and they're just as limbless and helpless as some of them folks that you were just now talking about. My message to them is this: get real, get honest, and find out what you can do. Figure out what you're going to do, develop a plan, and have some balls and do it. Now, when I had to encounter the reality that now when I walked into the hospital, I didn't know that my leg was coming off. It's not until it was painful, but I walked in and then they said, Mr. Q, I can't believe you walked in. If you hadn't, you'd been dead in the next 72 hours from poisoning, from blood poisoning.
Wow.
They said, so we better take this thing off right now. I said, go ahead, take it off. A couple hours later, my leg's gone. So I came down after surgery, woke up, whatever, bandage all on my leg. My wife's in the room, my boy's in the room. Doctor's, he gonna be sad, Miss Q. He gonna be all depressed. She said, man, you don't know my husband. He ain't nothing like that. So whatever y'all say he got to do, you just tell him, and he gonna do it, plus then some. And that's just how I am. He said, because he gonna have to show up anybody so y'all can say, oh, Mr. Q did it in this time, because that's how I am. So any task they set for me, I want to supersede it. So that night, I was up on the walker. Right. I said, woman, go and give me that packet of cigarettes. I gotta go have a cigarette. She said, you ain't supposed to be smoking them cigarettes. I said, I know, woman. Go and give me a pack of cigarettes down now. And I've got myself in that wheelchair, rolled myself on down the hall, tired as hell, upper body strength was for shit, because I was, had just came out of major surgery. But I sat under those stars, made it outside, sat under the stars and looked up at the heavens. And I knew that everything was going to be all right. And that I had to be me, and that I had to keep on living, because I had a boy and a woman that were dependent on me and that were watching me, and a mother that was watching me, and a community that was watching me, and students, because I was a teacher at the time, that were watching me. And see, be careful what you're saying, because you're going to pay for it one way or another. And now I'd always been telling my kids in the classroom, don't let no adversity knock you down. You always get back up now, boy and girl. Get on back up. Get on back up. Well, I had to let them see me get back up when a leg was taken from under me, literally.
Right.
So that inspiration and the faith that my grandparents instilled in me, the fortitude and the strength and the spiritual connection to God that is unbreakable.
Right.
Man, this leg, I said, the good Lord knew what they were doing, because the journey and path that I have ahead of me is so arduous that I couldn't kick the ass that's going to have to be kicked with a human leg. I had to give me a metal one so it won't wear out. Amen. Amen. So I'm looking at it as a blessing, brother. Next to the birth of my child, this is the greatest blessing I've ever received. Amen.
That's what's up. Amen to that. Now let's talk about your podcast, the Ample Amputee Podcast, with yourself and your co-host, Chef T.
Chef T, yes, man.
Nice.
Okay. So we just started this up, and I wanted to, complete transparency. So I'm also an actor, and I started off as an actor in my earlier years and supported myself as a stage actor for many years until I was about 35 years old when I retired. My wife, current wife, this is my third wife, but my current wife, who I've been married to the longest and have a child with, the only child that I have, she was a fashion model, and we decided we just wanted to change our lives. So we moved out to the desert, and became cowboys. And so I say all that to say that in this community, I met this other woman who's an amputee, and we started doing stuff. And so I was talking with my agent, and I really want to up she says, man, you got something to say. You got to get out there and do a podcast. And people have been telling me that, and they had read my articles and said, oh, man, you ought to have a presence. And so I said, okay, I don't think. And then some people asked me if I wanted to do a TV show. And I said, oh, that ain't my cup of tea, really. I don't think nobody going to really want to hear a one-legged old black man like me and what I fucking got to say, because everybody ain't going to like it. And they said, no, that's what we want. I says, let me start doing a podcast and see how I vibe and see how I feel about interacting intimately like this with the public. And so far, I like it. And the goal of the Amputee Podcast is to help pull amputees, especially Black amputees, out of their shell. Now, one of the situations is that most of our listeners are not Black folks, and that's fine by me. I don't care who. The truth is the truth. Right. Okay. Right. But we do want to encourage our Black people, always in my philosophy of developing community amongst ourselves, which equals commerce. All right. Because I want to know what business you're in. I want to promote your business. If you're a disabled American and a disabled Black American, I want to use my platform to promote what your services are. Why? Right. Because just because you're missing a limb or a couple of limbs or whatever your disability is, doesn't mean that we are invisible. Right. Because I think I've shown you I'm anything but invisible, brother.
Trust me, man. Not by a long shot. Not by a long shot. Now, what are some of the things that you guys talk about on the show?
Okay. Well, we talk about experience in life as an amputee. Now, however, we're expanding that message. We're now including all persons with disabilities. So whatever type of, and there are many disabilities, some seen and some unseen. Now, our focus is on amputees. However, it is now extending to all disabilities. What we are trying to do is really get a hold of this community, because I learned that the amputee community is a $654 billion a year industry.
Wow.
I said, how many of them dollars Black folks getting? That's my first. How many of them dollars Black people getting? And I want to get some of them.
Right.
So let's create a platform where we're promoting our own stuff and we are pulling our resources together. And what I'm hoping to do now is really develop a network, the first of its kind. I've already purchased my domain name, so I don't mind saying it. It's Inclusion TV. And what Inclusion TV will be a space where everyone is disabled. Every show is disabled person. We ain't gonna have any hardly able-bodied people on the platform, because one thing I do know is that people love seeing people that look like them. And so I want to present a platform where disabled people can come, not only Black disabled people, but all disabled people can come and see people that have disabilities just like them and that are living their lives and doing their thing. So that's my long-term goal with this podcast.
Wow. And it's called Inclusion TV.
Yes, Inclusion TV. And very soon, we're thinking probably late February, we're going to make the announcement that, okay, we got a couple of shows up on the platform. Let's get some memberships. So we're working it out. Again, this thing came to me, brother. The Lord just put it in my heart. So I just go with it.
Yes. Yes.
I just go with it, man.
That's what's up. Love it. Absolutely love it. So the question that I have next is the importance of passing on knowledge and wealth. Your construction and landscaping company, Quander and Son LLC. How important is that to pass on generational wealth?
I think that it is so important, and that's one of the things that we as a community in this country need to definitely be keen to. And because when you're passing on that wealth,
right,
and I'm talking about material wealth.
Yes.
Knowledge is one thing, and that's important, very important.
Yes.
But because in the attainment of that wealth in my lifetime, what I'm really also doing is develop a network so that my son can tap into it when he is of age and doing business. That's what you're really doing. You're setting it up. Why? Because already I'm looking for my son's wife. Every Black person I meet with a little daughter, how they raise that child. Right. What school she going to? Oh, she might marry my boy one day, and I let him know, son, that might be your wife one day. Be careful how you're treating her.
Right.
This young man that you're working with right now, or that you're in school with right now, you guys might go into business one day.
Right.
Two Black men, you boys coming up in school together, you might be going into business one day. Let's be mindful of your relationships. My son already has the entrepreneurial spirit because he sees his father. He says, Dad, you're an actor. You're a writer. Because he's seen me on, commercials and stuff now. You are a writer. You own a construction company. You're a farmer. He says, Dad, you do a whole lot of stuff. I say, well, son, you got to have 7 streams of income to support this family.
Right.
I said, you only named 4. Now we got to come up with 3 more. You see? So I like seeing that in him. And that's a part of legacy too. But now already my son is going to be a landowner. And I let him know when I get it. Hey, son, I got another piece of land for you. The birth of my son, and this is something very important, I think, for Black people. Mm-hmm. When I saw my son, I understood what the purpose of my life was. At first, I used to it'd be all about me because I was a ham actor, Mm-hmm. So it was all about me, about what I want. Then I understood when I saw that baby in that crib, oh, this is the thus come one. This is the Messiah come to save the world. And I've been blessed with the opportunity to be their guide. Have mercy, what a responsibility. I think that if more Black people looked at their children as being the messiahs of this nation and the only saviors of this earth, man, we might be acting a whole lot different. And then because we won't start to think, well, what am I passing on to them?
Right.
What am I leaving for them to rule? So I'm already telling my boy, listen, Daddy gonna do all he can to take care of the Quander name on this terra.
Right.
Your goal, boy, take us into outer space. That's where I want you to take us. I don't know how you're gonna do it. I don't know what you're gonna do, but you make sure the Quanders are in that fucking galaxy. I'm gonna give you the tools that you need to do that. But that's what your daddy wants you to do. Oh, so now he's been saying, Dad, I think I might be an astronaut. I think you can do it, boy. Yeah. You got good enough math skills and you're curious as all get out. And you got that Quander spirit, son. So yeah, you probably be an astronaut if that's what you say you're gonna do. And if you don't go into NASA, hell, your daddy gonna have enough money, you can build your own goddamn rocket.
Yes. Love it. Absolutely love it. Now we come to the part of the show, Mr. Q, a trending topic, something that is widely talked about in the news.
All right.
And the trending topic right now is history. We are about to embark on history. So I just want your thoughts. In the next month, President Biden will make his decision on the first African American woman to sit on the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land. Never been done before. Now we have a black male, African American male, that sits on the Supreme Court. But what about a woman that will sit on the Supreme Court? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I am not opposed to a black woman being appointed to that position.
Right.
I would prefer it be a black male chosen by us, though, and not President Biden. So there you go. So we're talking impossibility.
Okay.
I got to tell you what, brother. I believe that the mind, I just would be very concerned with the black woman he taps to serve in that position for a lifetime. I would be concerned on her commitment to nurturing black family and black community.
Okay.
So I align that or akin that to his vice presidential preference.
Right.
That is not someone that I would have identified as someone who necessarily has the welfare and well-being of the black community in America, and especially black men, at heart.
Right.
Okay. Not that I would expect anything other than that from President Joe Biden.
Right.
He don't like black people no way. So ain't surprising to me. So it's fine. So that same sentiment carries over in my thoughts on who he would choose as a person to represent black America. And I hate to say this, brother, and I don't hate to say it because I just feel that way. Hell, I would have trusted Trump to choose a black man, a black candidate over him, over Biden. I think Trump would have gave us more of a black American man. I'm talking about somebody born in Georgia, went to Howard, maybe went to Ivy League law school, played football, married to a woman.
Right.
Those are things I'm looking for. When we're talking about someone who's being tapped to, that will have a tremendous voice in the direction in which our nation is going for the next, 30 years?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, some people might point to the current black man that is currently serving on it. Well, we already addressed that a little earlier in our conversation. All skin folk ain't kin folk.
There you go.
So maybe we need another black male voice on that Supreme Court to counter that brother that's currently up on there.
Okay.
A strong black man to counter what evil is going up there already.
Right.
That's what we want. You see, Biden don't give a damn what you or I think who should be on that board.
Right.
On that Supreme Court. He don't care.
Right.
What he want to do is make sure he keep that black woman vote for that next election. That's what he's trying to make sure he do.
There you go.
So he, again, the black man, who's looking out for us? Just you and me, brother. We better look out for each other.
Right.
Because the one thing I loved about Trump is that he showed black people, you ain't got no friends in this world. So you better depend on each other.
That's what's up. Now, before the close of the show, I want to say again, thank you, Mr. Q, for coming on the show.
Obliged, brother.
And sharing your vast knowledge, vast history, and so much more. And this is a segment I like to call Word of Advice. What advice could you give to someone that wants to start doing the work that you are doing? What would you tell them?
Be courageous, be fearless, and know that when you have those feelings of doubt and insecurity, that most people do as well. Most other people that are going for what you're going for feel that way as well. So if in the moment you can conquer and master those feelings and emotions, you're probably going to get it over the competition. You have those moments in life where you really get the opportunity to excel and advance. And every day it's like you got to be preparing yourself for that moment, because you don't know when it's going to come and where it's going to come from. So like Sugar Free say, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
There you go. There you go. Love
like
it.
I said, I refer to many holy texts for my spiritual inspiration. Sugar Free is amongst one of them.
That's what's up. Love it. Everybody, my special guest tonight, Mr. Q. What can I say? Been dropping jewels, dropping knowledge, dropping history. Make sure you check this brother out. One more time, when your podcast, when do it air?
My podcast airs every Wednesday at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. I'm not sure what time that is on the East Coast. I think we're about 4 hours behind you guys, maybe 3 hours, something like that. But check your local listing. And typically we list what time it airs on the East Coast as well. So it's every Wednesday at 5:30. You can join us live. Come to my Facebook page, Eric Quander, parenthetical Mr. Q, and you'll get to us. Or you can just type in Ample Amputee Podcast and the schedule will pop up. There you go.
There it is right there, people. The Ample Amputee Podcast. Make sure you check it out. Also, for the Black Lotus, I can't pronounce it like you do.
yeah, Black Lotus jojoba oil.
Right.
Release your shine, brother. Release your shine.
Love that slogan. Love that slogan. That is the website where you can purchase, and right now you can purchase oil from the website, correct?
And yes, sir. You can go to the website and purchase the oil. And brother, away from this platform, let's talk about how I can get my product in front of your audience. I'd love to send you and your mate, if you're married or beholden to someone, a sample of it. Use it for a while. Tell the audience what you feel, man. And I don't want nobody lying on what I got to sell, because I believe in it.
That's what's up. I'm gonna definitely make a live.
Yep.
I'm gonna definitely make a live, and while I'm using it, it sounds
beautiful.
Great. It sounds amazing. Beautiful. Hey, everybody, this has been another great episode of Let's Talk with Edigga Podcast right here in the studios of Charm City Direct TV. If you were listening on WLEO 26.7 online radio, I thank you. Make sure you go to the Google Play, Apple App Store, and iTunes to download that free app. Also, make sure you check out Let's Talk with Edigga Podcast only on YouTube. And right after this, you'll get a chance to hear this whole interview with Mr. Q on Anchor, Radio Public, and Spotify at Let's Talk with Edigga Podcast. Hey, good people, I have enjoyed you. Thank you for watching. From me and special guest, Mr. Q, I appreciate you. I holler at you when I smile at you. Peace. Thank you for watching another great live broadcast on Charm City Direct TV. Make sure you head on over to YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitter for more great content on Charm City Direct TV. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow everything Charm City Direct TV.